Hey everyone! In this video, we're going to quickly review your user interface so you have a better understanding of what exactly is going on your screen. Okay, so objects that pop up on your screen in the UO world are referred to as Gumps. So when I click this inventory button, a backpack Gump pops open. You can move Gumps around by single left clicking and dragging and closing them by right clicking. Let's start going through this toolbar at the top, which holds frequently used Gumps. First is your game map. It's actually obsolete because of this wonderful world map here, but there's something important you should know. You can see it has directions on it, but they're actually tilted 45 degrees. Not entirely sure why, but that's the way it is. Most Ultima Online players refer to these directions when talking about locations. So when someone says, hey, this town is north of here, it's not actually north, it's Ultima Online North. I'll come back to the world map in a bit. Next is your paper doll. Your paper doll is one of the most used Gumps. This is how you equip armor, weapons, clothing, jewelry, and many other things. If you see here, I'll take off my shirt and drop it back on myself. I'll open my backpack for my paper doll to equip this sword and shield. This is the same Gump as the inventory button from your toolbar. You can also access your paper doll by double-clicking yourself. One of the most important buttons for a new player is the help button. It allows you to page a game master if you're needing help. In the help menu is also a stuck function that'll teleport you back to town if you're physically unable to move. The next button is options, where you can make a ton of adjustments to your settings, such as adjusting your game window size, volume levels, and much more. We already have some great features turned on by default, but play around to see if there's any other options you'd like to have on. Next button is our logout button, which is self-explanatory. I'll skip over the quest button as it's not currently used on our server, but we may implement some functions in it in the future. The next button is skills. They are separated into different categories, and if you expand a category, you'll see the different skills within it. I'm not going to go into the details about these right now, as I cover them in the How to Play Ultima Online video. Next is your guild button, which is how you start or get your guild information. I'll talk more about this in a future video. I would recommend unchecking Ignore Guild Invites if it isn't already unchecked. Next is your Peace and War Mode button. When you select this, you'll see your cursor change red. If you double click anyone, you'll begin to attack it. You definitely don't want to do this as you can get flagged as a criminal or murderer. If you're a criminal or murderer and in town, you can get instantly killed by the city guards. Guards can be called by NPCs or players by simply saying guards. This is called being guard whacked. Finally, your status button. Your status button shows you important information such as your strength, dexterity, and intelligence. It also shows health, mana, stamina, carrying weight, and so on. If you click this button in the upper left-hand corner, you'll see your buff bar, which shows buffs and debuffs. If you click the button in the bottom right, you'll see a condensed version of the status bar, which shows your health, mana, and stamina. I usually prefer it this way. If you want to see your full status bar again, you double-click it. You can quickly grab your condensed status bar by clicking and dragging on yourself. The last thing on the paper doll I want to talk about is your backpack. This is the same Gump as the inventory button on your toolbar. Okay, let's move back to the toolbar at the top. This button is your journal. Your journal is really important because it temporarily logs names, chat, and system messages you see. So you can use the journal to refer back to if you need to check something that happened recently. Help is the same as the help button in your paper doll. As I said before, World Map is the most robust map you can use. You'll definitely want this on so you can more easily navigate towns and dungeons. It's really helpful as you can scale to any size you want, zoom in and out, and put markers on it such as players, party members, and monsters. Cooldowns show various cooldowns for things such as your potion timer. Debug shows your FPS, which you can adjust in the options under the video category. Net stats shows your ping. Finally, the store button takes you to the UO Forever store if you'd like to purchase donation items. Alright, well that covers most of the basics for your user interface. I've provided links to our wiki for the topics we discussed today in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you at the next video.